This is my beautiful wife Laura, who's also my editor.
I am the editor, so whenever something goes a bit jumpy or a bit wrong, that's me.
Yeah, it's on you.
You're the knowledge.
So today's video, basically we decided to do a bit of a podcast in thing where we would just chat about Pokemon and is Laura into Pokemon, what does she think of me doing it? Just let the secrets out a little bit.
I think we're going to try and make it a bit of a series, aren't we? Maybe like once a week, like not necessarily all about Pokemon, but just doing some kind of chit chat, maybe answering questions if anybody wants to give us any questions in the comments.
Yeah.
Or just having
that's if
me in a video once a week.
If this gets more than 10 views, then there'll be a second episode.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to go.
Bring back Laura.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, so I guess if we just start with, do you know about Pokemon?
Yes, I do know about Pokemon.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
Not as much as you. I don't know anywhere near as much as you.
No. I don't know much either, really. Yeah. No. No. Did you grow up with it? Did you play games, the cards?
Yeah.
The show?
So I never watched the show. I knew of the show, but I never really watched it. I did play the games. I had the original like Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And the Game Boy Advance, like the old ones. But I remember buying them at like car boot sales when I was little, like second hand. Like I never had them like as they came out.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so I played. I think it was Pokemon Blue, and maybe Pokemon Gold or Yellow. One of those. So
I think the first three were Yellow, Red, and Blue. I think Yellow was the first one. Oh no, I think Red and Blue were the first ones because my brother got Yellow, and that's what I first started playing. So I think Yellow was the third one.
I think I had Blue and Yellow, but I just kind of played them and thought I really liked this idea.
Yeah.
But never got like fully hooked. And then I remember when the Game Boy Advance SP came out, and I was so desperate to have one. I like bugged my parents like Christmas was coming up. Yeah, they're like the flip.
The flip one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the Razor phone, but for the.
It was like the first
Advance,
techie Game Boy that came out, and you were like, "How does this what?"
Yeah.
And I don't remember how much it was. It was like £100 or something. Yeah, like I can't remember how much they were when they came out, but I think they were like over £100 or something
for the console.
Yeah. And then I think they came out with Pokemon Sapphire. Did Sapphire come out before like Leaf Green and that?
Oh,
I can't remember which came first. I'm pretty sure it was Sapphire.
So. I think it was Sapphire and Ruby, and then I think it was Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Yeah. But I remember me and my brother really wanted them like so bad for Christmas, and I just remember the feeling on Christmas Day when we woke up and we had them, and it was like just the first time we got something that was worth that much money. Yeah. And we played it just like all day. Like forget all the presents. Just we've got this now. We're going to play this now. Can we charge it right now?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then so I got Sapphire and my brother got Ruby, and I think he went out and bought Emerald on his own. And then every year after that, like I would get one and he'd get the other.
Right.
So like I got Leaf Green, he got Fire Red.
Yeah.
And it went on like that. But I was only really interested up until the DS. I don't really remember playing any of the DS games. I just preferred the original graphics.
So the DS, was that black and white that started on?
Probably.
I think it was.
You're supposed to know these things.
Mate, well, I stopped around that time as well. So I was collecting and playing all the way through. Yellow and then Heart Gold Soul Silvers and Ruby and Sapphire and Fire Red Leaf Green. And then I got to Black and White, which I think was the next one. I think. And that's when I collected the cards, but I just stopped playing the games. Similar for you, really. Like the graphics had changed. It wasn't as fun for me. But I came back in, and I think I played Moon, and then didn't do the cards, which is the opposite. It was not. I would usually be, straight on the cards, but not on the games. And then I just stopped there, really. So it was similar to you. That's interesting. So you played the games then? So
but even now, like if you get an urge, like I just want to play Pokemon again, like start the game all over again. It's always those same ones that I want to go back to. I've tried to play the DS games. I'm just not. There's just too much. I don't like. What was the one that was 3D? Like They're probably all 3D now. But, you know, the one where... Oh, I don't know. I just remember there being a really big city and it was so easy to get lost in it, and it had loads of different like alleyways and stuff.
I think was that Moon? Oh my god. Was it Alpha Omega or something like that?
Yeah.
One of those
I think it was that one. I just couldn't. No, I just want one. It's 2D.
You go
You've got
in
a simple
and then
map.
Yeah. So you go into the
and
city.
you just fly where you want to go.
Yeah. I remember that.
Well, that's my limit of gaming.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So obviously you played the games then. TV show?
No.
Not at all.
It. No, my brother watched it.
Oh, wow.
I kind of remember it being on like before school, and it was on with like Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon. And
you're not a Digimon fan?
Like, no. it's just the rubbish version of Pokemon, isn't it?
Not many are. Yeah, not many are.
Do they have Digimon cards?
Yeah. Do
they? Yeah,
so there was obviously a set or couple release, I imagine, when the TV show was going, but they've released this month, January, Digimon the trading card game again.
Nah.
I wanted a box, but I haven't actually.
No, save your money. Oh dear.
That's you're probably right.
But in terms of cards, I always wanted them as a kid. Like I remember going around like Toys R Us and looking at the little packs and wanting them, but it was I never really collected them.
Right.
Like I didn't have the patience, I don't think, as a kid. Like I used to trade them at school, like you trade shinies and hollows and stuff, but it was just because I liked that Pokemon. It wasn't because I was trying to get them all. Yeah. So. See,
I remember, because I was the opposite. Cards were the be-all and end-all for me. That was everything. But I remember there was a time, I think, I was born in 93, so it was already out. I wasn't until I was 6 or 7 when I started collecting the cards, and by then you had Base Set had come and gone, Fossil, Team Rocket, Jungle. They were more popular in the shops. You could still get Base Set, but not boxes of it or anything. Not that I was buying that when I was a kid.
Booster boxes.
Here's my pocket change, let's go. But no.
£100.
But so I remember at school in particular, from like lower school here in the UK, it was what age 6 to like 9, something like
probably,
that. Yeah, about that. And I remember there being at this turn of a period where I was super into Pokemon. Everyone was doing it. Then all the guys just like went onto football stickers. And I obviously loved football, and I was doing that, but secretly most of my pocket money was going on Pokemon. So you'd come into school with your Panini sticker book, and I'd have nothing because all my money was in Pokemon.
I've got a Charizard.
Yeah, he's like, I've got a Charizard. Oh, you need Thierry Henry. Whatever. But it was that's interesting. Okay.
I don't remember. Like, I don't remember any girls at school being interested in Pokemon.
Wow.
I remember a lot of the guys were, and I was kind of friends with guys and girls, so I'd always like trade Pokemon stickers with the guys. And then I think it very quickly moved on when the DS came out to like Mario Kart and stuff. And I remember everyone would bring their DSs in at lunchtime to have like a big Mario Kart tournament.
Interesting. We never had that.
Or like when it was, I don't know, wet play, or it was like you were allowed to go inside at lunch.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if it was raining, you'd be allowed to go in the classrooms.
Right, Right.
I say wet play, we were like year 6 or 7 probably. It wasn't like we were 4 years old. Okay. But everyone would be in and trying to get on the same Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I don't know, lobby or whatever.
Right. Okay.
But I don't remember any girls really being interested in Pokemon. Even now, it's a lot. I don't think many.
I think it's definitely guy orientated, but there's certainly some big people out there, women that are collectors, play the games. Quite vocal people on Instagram in particular.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, our school, it was very mixed. Obviously, mainly boys were into it. I think it's just one of those things, really. But at that age, there was a fair few girls, and it gets to a point where girls start getting interested in, pretty things, and
the pretty Pokemon.
Cardboard doesn't always cut it. So yeah, that's interesting.
I can just imagine you trying to pick up girls with your fancy Pokemon cards. Like,
not
have you seen
at 9
this?
years old. I didn't care
not
for
at
a
9.
So what? Out of all that, then, is there like a fondest memory of it, or is it just like you and your brother playing at Christmas time?
Yeah, definitely that Christmas day. Right. That was just that was like the start of it all, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I think after that, like just remembering like it sounds stupid, but all the car journeys we went on and all the holidays and stuff, where it was like we used to go away in like caravan and stuff a lot, and go camping and stuff, and we'd just always take our Game Boys. Like the whole time we'd just be on our Game Boy. And it was when they brought out the Game Boy Advance SP, and you had the like the link cables to begin with. We'd be bringing the link cables, and then you got the wireless adapter that you had to plug in. Do you remember? Into the Game Boy, and it was like it was like that big.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And you like plugged it in.
Yeah.
So we'd end up with like these big, like almost like camera bags full of all of our Game Boy Advance games and stuff, because it was all like quite big. Yeah,
that's mad. You remember
it was my childhood.
Wow.
Were these games, and I would just play the same Pokemon games over and over and over again.
That's mad. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting when you talk about the holidays thing, because I have a good story with my brother. So my brother was 4 years older than me, still is. And no shit. And I remember going, I assume it's one of our annual Bournemouth trips, because every freaking year Mum wants to go to Bournemouth. No,
so ungrateful.
Just throw in a Great Yarmouth every now and then. No? I want to see different arcades. But yeah, so I remember going, and my brother was more into the Pokemon collecting at the time than I was, or he had just had more of it because he was a bit older. And he'd been asking my dad if he could do a stop off on the way to this this trading card store. I don't know how he found it, because I mean, internet was a thing, but I don't even think we had a computer.
He would have been quite young as well. Like...
Yeah, he'd have been like 10, 11, 12, 13, one of those years. And you know, Dad was like, yeah, it's fun, we can go. I meant to go in there, and I quickly got bored, couldn't have any money, or pocket money, should I say, or I wasn't being allowed to buy anything. So I back in the car, went with my mum, and my brother came out with this like proper sick looking Mew card.
Oh wow!
And obviously, everyone now knows it's the Japanese Mew. It's like the ancient Mew. That's what it is. Where it has like, it's in like a plastic case, packet, should I say, with a piece of copper behind it. It says ancient Mew. And it's this like really cool looking shiny Mew. And Adam was like, "This is the rarest thing ever," and he must have paid like 15 quid for it or something. And Dad was like, "That's all you'll get in this trip. That's it. That's all your money gone." And me, I was in the arcades trying to win Pokemon cards in the arcade machines. Do you remember that? They were like, you had like Pokemon cards that were like, I think I do, face down on the arcade machines. You had to like put in 2p's and 10p's to try and get them. Oh.
Imagine if you spent like a $5 and you got like,
oh yeah,
it was rubbish, a Weedle.
There were hollows in there, because I do remember getting some. I think I remember getting a Raichu. I think I used to get or something. And sometimes they would have like a Charizard in the back, but it was just for display. Yeah. When you were a kid, you think, I can get that.
Yeah.
But it's just stuck there. It's just like... Anyway, Adam had this Mew, and he was like proper loving it. And I got back into Pokemon, and was like, oh yeah, it's probably a really rare card. I just Googled it, and it is everywhere. Like, it must have been seriously heavily printed. I don't even know how you got it, because it wasn't like a film promo, I don't think. I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough, but... I remember him just going crazy at that, and me being really jealous, and then I went online, you could just buy them everywhere.
You're just like, nah.
Yeah, I'll buy one, yeah, why not? For nostalgia.
Got mugged off.
Yeah, I think you did get mugged off at the time. Obviously now, I mean, get them graded and they're pretty good money, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'd say my other fond memory, Pokemon related, is probably the first summer of Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Was it 2018, I think?
No, it was 2016.
No,
it was because that's when
we moved out.
Came out over here. Yeah, that's when that came out. Yeah, that was.
But I don't know why I've got 2018 in my head. I think the first year we moved here was so good, and we were out all the time. I think it might have been when they brought out the next generation on there, maybe.
Possibly Gen 2 or something. Yeah, came Gen out 2. Then. Yeah.
And we were just out like every day, walking miles and miles.
Yeah.
And just driving all over the city just to find one Pokemon, which now you could probably get like down the road.
Well, that's interesting. I think the raid system has changed, but back then, obviously, COVID is a bit different the last 12 months, but we would drive around looking, you'd be like, oh my god, there's a Gengar here, and I'm like, let's fucking go. Get there, and there's just a swarm of people in like someone's like cul-de-sac. Like, oh shit.
And like people of all ages as well.
All ages. Yeah.
I remember when we lived at your parents before we moved out. I think this must have been around like 2016.
Yeah.
We were so desperate to get a Mr. Mime because it was that was the one you could get in the UK.
One. Yeah.
And we would look on those maps online and find one and be like, oh my god, it's 2 minutes down the road. Let's go. And we would drive around like so late at night just trying to get this Mr. Mime. And now they're everywhere. Everywhere.
They're
not rare at all.
No,
but the amount of time we spent trying to catch one.
That was good. That's interesting you say about that, because that's one of the gripes I've got about the current Pokemon games. Like, Sword and Shield, wicked game. Really enjoy playing it. But there's no, like, difficulty set. So with Pokemon Go, you have to literally go out and walk it and stuff. Walk for the Pokemon,
Yeah.
and find them. And that was the draw for you and I, wasn't it? To get out, do that, meet some people. It was great. But now it feels almost a little too easy. I could be wrong. I don't play.
Do you mean Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go for that. But that's the same problem I've got with the games now. It's not challenging enough. Because it is for kids. It's a kids game, obviously. But there's a lot of people my age and older than me that play, and it's like it's not like Call of Duty. You can put it on veteran. It's really hard to get past the first Rattata in the game. That'd be more interesting to me. But
I think the reason I went off Pokemon Go was when they brought out the second gen. I think, or Gen 2. I'd almost got all of Gen 1, apart from like the ones you could only get like in America or whatever. So I was like, I'm ready for the second gen. And then when that came, it wasn't long before they brought all the other ones out. And now I feel like there's thousands of Pokemon on there. I think there's loads. I don't know how
far they've got, but I think there's a lot.
And I just lose interest. There's too many to get, and it's just you're never gonna win unless you do all that. What was it called when people were like cheating and
with the
I can't remember what the
gyroscope thing or whatever it was, but
gyroscope, where you could put in like your location. You could pretend you were like in Australia or something.
I remember that.
Yeah.
People just hopping everywhere, picking up stuff.
So when a game gets too hard, I just give up.
Okay.
That's probably why I'm still on Sapphire and Leaf Green. I know that I can do those.
Fire and Leaf Green is the best one. I think so, because I could be misremembering this, but this was the first games that you could have a Pokemon behind you outside your Pokeball following you.
Not one of those games.
Was it not?
No.
Or was this the first one that had quite a lot after the Elite Four? I seem to recall there being some extended gameplay to get Moltres, Articuno and Zapdos.
Yeah, that was one of them,
Okay, maybe that's what
it was like an extra island you could go to after you'd beat the champion or whatever. And I liked how it had it wasn't all about battling and quests and stuff. You also had like the
SSN and
the contests, the Poke contests. I spent hours on those as a kid. Hours trying to get my Wingull to have the coolest whatever, I don't know.
Why Wingull?
And then there was there was one with a casino in it where you could spin Poke blocks and stuff and go to the safari and try and catch the other Pokemon. Wow. I like doing all of that stuff and really trying to complete the whole game and catch everything. It was less lead. There was less story parts, if you know what I mean. Whereas I feel like the newer games are all you're forced down a certain path kind of thing.
Okay. You're probably not wrong.
There's a lot more chat in the newer games. There's a lot of...
Oh my god, the Sword Shield game. I think I'm playing Shield for the fourth time, and every time I restart I forget how much speech there is.
That's what I mean. I just want to play it. God. I don't want to chat to trainers and stuff. I just want to beat them.
I think for you want a game that's free roam.
Yeah.
Almost. A bit
just get on with it.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sapphire. Oh, and you could build dens. Do you remember?
That was awesome. Your little tree hut place. Yeah, that den thing. Yeah, that was cool. That was a really cool concept.
Base. I can't remember.
Yeah, tree base.
There's me I don't know anything about Pokemon. I don't know about Sapphire and Green.
With the games, you've got it down. I mean, I'm pretty clueless with
I want to play them now.
Well,
I'm going to have to get on eBay and buy them.
We can play. That's fine. Okay. I think before we move on, my all-time fondest memory, which is why I still collect to this day, is going every Thursday after school. Me and my brother would go back to my nan's, just have dinner with my nan, but straight after school at 3:30 when you finished, she'd take you to Toys R Us. That was
good old nan.
And nan is so reliable for that. Nan's all across the world.
She'd take you to Toys R Us even now if you were like, no, can we go to Toys R Us? She'd be like, yes.
If Toys R Us was still a thing here,
100%.
It's now, Smith's. Let's go to Smith's. And no, it's not the same thing.
Smith's is amazing.
Smith's is good, but Toys R Us is...
Yeah.
It's the nostalgia. It's the, from your childhood. Yeah. So, one Thursday, one of the first ones, when I was still collecting this is now in middle school. And I went in and I remember just needing... or desperate just to pull a holo. I think we had like £10 each to spend, which is the going rate for a third of the year now. It's good. And I went in and I was like trying to be really clever. I was like, oh my god, I can buy a theme deck because it guarantees you a holo, i.e. Machamp. I think it was the base set theme deck, and I was down for getting that. Machamp first edition holo. This is going to top everything my brother's got except his Charizard. Because I didn't have Charizard either, he did. And he went in and bought, I think it was like a base set pack and 2 jungle packs, and that was the same, £10 each spent.
Rookie.
Also, nowadays, base set and jungle packs. Oh my god. Mental. Like, so jealous I don't keep having that stuff. But anyway, I remember going in and opening it up, getting my Machamp, like, yeah, this is sick. Like, you're not going to get anything. The pull rates are really bad. I didn't notice one in every 3 pretty much, but for him he was like, oh, we'll see what happens. 2 jungle packs, nothing, good res, like, fine. Opens up the base set and he gets a Venusaur, and I lost my shit because I didn't even have that. From my base set at the time I had Poliwhirl, Mewtwo, things like that.
Mewtwo's alright.
Mewtwo's good, yeah, but it was everywhere. So was Poliwhirl, Mewtwo and Ninetales were literally like everybody had them ones. But there's 3 starters.
Yeah, you always want those.
Yeah, of course you do. He got that, and I was pleading the whole evening with him at Milan's to trade me for my first edition Machamp. I was like, it's first edition, Adam. You must want a first edition. He was like, they're everywhere. And I was like, well, I didn't know this. So I remember that, and I was just like, from that point, I just want to collect it. And when I collect it all, I want more than him.
All of them, yeah.
So it was...
You want to win.
Yeah, you want to win. You want to beat the game, which you can't do because there's so many. But yeah, that was probably my fondest memory.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so new segment. When did... Because obviously you are a Pokemon wife.
A wife of the industry.
Wife of the industry. That sounds good. I like that title. Yeah. Makes you sound rather large. Anyway.
Oh, God.
So when did you... Because we've been together, for those who don't know, like 7.5 years? 7 years?
Nearly 7 years.
Oh, nearly 7 years. We've been married like for how long?
Like 6
weeks.
6 weeks.
We're newlyweds. So when did you find out, or did I tell you? Like, how did you know I was collecting, buying, selling, grading cards? I don't even remember how this happened. Did I tell you?
I think I've always known you were a nerd. Like,
thanks for that.
No, I always knew you had Pokemon cards. Like, you had like your childhood collection and stuff. Like, not that you we're looking at it all the time. I think you just had it, and you've always been into investing and money, and you've always been driven by those kind of things. So I think you, even before you were buying Pokemon stuff, you were buying like Star Wars memorabilia and like sealed Lego sets and that kind of thing, lightsabers, with the hope of like keeping them for a few years, making some money. And some stuff you did, but a lot of it you sold to help buy the house. Yeah, that was the main thing, wasn't it? I think it's kind of since then you've been buying Pokemon stuff, but really in like the last sort of 12 months, I think. Yeah. Like since lockdown, since this whole, the whole industry has just boomed. Yeah. In terms of the extent of it, I don't think you're totally honest with me every time you purchase something, because it did get quite bad where you were purchasing things like every day, like in the middle of the night, and they would just turn up through the letterbox, these little like envelopes, midnight deals to Dave, and I'd be like, dear, have you bought some more things? Yes, darling. It got to the point where there were like 4 or 5 a day, but these were all like individual cards that you were hoping to like send off for grading and stuff. But yeah, I've known for a while. Good. But I still don't think I know the full extent, probably.
Well, I think you do. Now you do. I mean, last year it was bad because... So, like, you're right. I started back into it when... Just before lockdown. Because I did it on one of my latest videos, my top 10 sales. And one of those was me buying an eBay lot of those EX Ruby and Sapphire cards. And they were perfect condition. Because I thought they were 10s. Sent them off to get graded. They all came back 9s, and one was like a 6.
That's still really good, though.
It was really good. It only cost me like 75 quid to get those cards, and I was like, these are really old, really good. And I was like, why? And I was thinking, it's not Wizards of the Coast. It was the first Nintendo set. Everybody hated Nintendo back then. They thought they ruined all the cards, so they stopped collecting. So I was like, maybe it's that. By the time they got back, because then COVID hit, they were out in America from like March to like September. So the prices, Logan Paul did his video, Randolph was on the scene quite heavily in the UK, and Graded Gem, I was using Graded Gem before this and during as well to grade my cards. And they'd started to get bigger and bigger and more popular, but they were out there for so long because of the fact that PSA closed down in the US. By the time they came back, the prices were mental. Like, I don't know what a PSA 9 price was in March when I bought them, but it can't have been a lot. Because when they came back as 9s, I think they all sold for about $2,000 after fees. And I was like, crazy. £75, and I spent £8 a card to get graded. What? And I had this $2,000, and I was like, I can now go buy and collect what I actually
all the cards. Every card.
And then realising, so I was thinking, wow, I can go back and get vintage. $2,000 does not go far.
No. No.
You can get like no sealed product really, unless it's just single packs.
Yeah.
Which even then I was hesitant about, weighed packs and stuff.
But it's got to be careful, especially like on eBay and stuff.
Yeah, eBay's a minefield for it. But yeah, I don't remember telling you when, like, just let you know, I love Pokemon. I don't know if I ever said that, like, darling, I love Pokemon. I don't remember telling you.
I think it was just something we had in common. Like,
yeah,
it was just we both liked Pokemon as kids.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's just, I don't know.
I think it was. I think you're right. We must have been playing the games. We said, I really want to get one of the old games. Like Black and White must have come out or something. And I've gone, I might buy that. Alpha Omega. I tell you what, you bought me a Game Boy Advance for Valentine's Day. You bought me that red one. Was it Was it Advanced? The square.
You bought me a 3DS.
Oh, I bought you.
Yeah, and you bought one for yourself.
One here. I bought it for you.
Our first. Yeah, that must have been when it was. I think a new game must have been coming out.
Right.
And for our first Valentine's Day together, we'd been together like 7 or 8 months, I think.
Right. Okay.
And you bought me a 3DS, a pink one, and you bought yourself a red one. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was to play the old games or a new one was coming out. But we got.
Yeah.
So that was quite early on, to be fair.
That was
after
really
like
early
6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, because they were really expensive. They were like 80 quid, I think, when you bought it.
And I was on like no money back then. I had like no money. I was, I had a normal job. That was quite a big thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big thing for me. I was like, wow, he really likes me.
Yeah.
He's a keeper. He bought me a Game Boy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, obviously you are fully aware, more or less, that I am buying, collecting, grading cards to sell them, to then fund my collection. Now, so the main series of this channel, at least for the next 12 months, is basically me documenting everything that I do.
Yeah.
So obviously, as I've just said, the main goal here is I want to collect just sealed product and then like a collective of Pokemon cards where it's my favourites.
Yeah.
Like Lapras, my favourite. So I want to get all the Lapras cards in PSA 10.
Yeah.
But what I didn't want to do, because obviously, we have a life. We're married now.
Well, we're trying, but COVID's not really playing ball.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We're trying to have a life.
That's true. Yeah. So, we still have goals of, moving to a bigger house, things like that. And I want to keep this hobby up because I've stopped collecting and buying and whatever so many times, but I always go back. it always drags you back in, which is
it's
the
like
great thing about it. It is literally an addiction. And it's such an expensive addiction.
It is.
Oh my God. So that was the point. Because it's so expensive, I literally wanted to see if I could make it self-sustainable. So I thought, you know what, I'll put in like X amount of money, which you may or may not know how much I've spent, I don't know. Buying single cards, some product that I want to collect this stuff up here, and then when I get the single cards back and they're graded, by selling them, do I get enough profit to fund all of my collecting stuff? And then just keep it rolling so I never have to dip into savings.
It's the dream.
Or selling investments. Yeah.
It's the dream.
That is the dream.
Yeah.
So do you know what I collect? Do you...
What do you mean, do I know?
As in, what's my favourite things to collect?
Not really. I mean, I do know roughly how much you spend because I've seen your spreadsheets because I edit your videos.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You can't hide it from me and then post it online.
That's a good point.
But it doesn't bother me. Like, it's all your money. Like, it's not our money that you're spending on this. It's your, like we have our savings that we both put into, and then whatever's left is for us to spend on what we want.
Yeah.
You've chosen Pokemon as one of your things that you want to spend your money on, so. Yeah, and whatever money you make from it is yours, unless you want to spend it on me. But yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up.
I've got my eyes set on that, base set booster box one day.
The base set, all right then.
It's like 20 grand right now. One day.
The dream.
I might get lucky, and the next Shining Fates, comes out in February. I think it's February. Yeah, 19th of February or something. And I might get, the shiny Charizard. My first pack, my first video. Send that off express.
Imagine.
Sell it for like 20 G's. Hit up, Majestic Entei on Instagram and like, mate, can I buy a booster box? That's the goal. That's the dream.
The dream.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. I see. So, obviously, before we finish this, this first episode, if it is one episode, you have no problem with Pokemon. No. Because there's obviously previous girlfriends, relationships.
Previous girlfriends, please.
There was a few of them.
Please.
So, I imagine those who are watching and love Pokemon, of all ages, there was always this, and there probably still is now, less so because of how much they can be worth. That gives it like a nice tag to people who don't understand people that collect and are into Pokemon. But I always felt there was like this stigma attached to it that it is for kids, because it is a kids game. It's a trading card game. Other than sports cards, more or less it is for kids. So I always felt like I didn't want to share that, and I was tentative to what people would think of me. And now I'm on YouTube, I don't give a crap. I just don't care. It makes me happy. So what?
No, I'm the same. I'm like, I think when we were kids, it was like if there were adults, I'm sure there were adults collecting it, but we would have been like, oh, what are you doing? Like, that's weird. But so many people do it now, and no, it's a passion that you have. It's making you money. It's just something you're interested in. It's a hobby. It's
everyone's
nice.
got something like this.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should ever be ashamed of sharing what they're interested in, or
exactly.
If you like it, there's going to be other people that like it as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I never judge anyone for, their hobbies and stuff.
You can't. It's exactly. I'm totally with you on that, and that's why
I feel like that's a teenager-y thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's just not cool or whatever. Whereas I just think it's cool to have an interest in anything, really.
Yeah, I think you get to a point where if you're always worrying about what everyone else thinks of you, you're just going to drive yourself insane.
Exactly.
Once you start being like too deep, but true to yourself, you're one with the cards. So that's Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, shit.
One with the cards.
Part of the cards. That's Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh god. But no, once you accept the fact, you know what, this is something I love doing. I enjoy it. Who cares? It's going to make you happy. And look at how many people, particularly in the last year, have got back into it, including myself. Yeah. There's hundreds of thousands of people on Instagram right now. I've had Instagram for a week.
Yeah.
I've had nearly 100 followers in a week. That's more than my private, almost. That's mental. And I haven't gone out searching for followers, but I know it's not a huge number, by the way, but that's a lot to me in a week.
Check out our Instagram, by the way, or your Instagram, not ours.
If you've made it this far, find my Instagram. HaveYouAskedDave.
I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah,
nice.
so we/you post up there every day, pretty much. And
yeah, one a day.
If you follow, you'll be able to see what videos are coming in future, see when we're recording, you're recording,
then you're editing.
I act like this is our thing. It's not. It's a brand. It's a brand. You're just the name and
Pokemon.
The face of the brand. Mr. and Mrs. Pokemon. That's a missed opportunity there.
I've named the channel wrong. Oh dear.
Have you asked Dave?
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you did enjoy this.
Yeah.
If you did, let us know, and we'll do another episode in the coming weeks.
Don't forget, if there's anything you do want to ask us, anything at all, just ask in the comments or on Instagram.
Yeah.
And yeah, we look forward to doing this again soon.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.